Welcome back to the Source Scratch. This is the second video on salt removal and winter cleaning with Optimum No Rinse. So the previous video I did the big red sponge and did pre-soaking with ONR versus not, and using the sponge to see if it removed all the salt. And it looked like the salt was removed, but there were still some contaminants that came off with a paper towel along the bottom of the panel. So what I want to do now is try just a microfiber and a wash mitt, again with my bucket of ONR, and see if for whatever reason anything comes up different on these two sections of paneling here. So I don't know if it will or won't, but that's what I'm doing all this for, to just find out and see what happens. All right, so the right side here I'm going to do with the wash mitt, and the left side here I'll do with the microfiber. I'll dunk it in the ONR. Back in the ONR, rub it on the grit guard. I'll do one last pass on the back side here. Again, I know I'm not doing the perfect method of pre-soak different sides of a wash rag every time. I just use one side of a wash mitt for this section of a panel. And I know, again, that's not the perfect method, but I'm trying to do the, I don't know, I guess more relaxed method and see what actually comes out of this. So now I'm going to use just a microfiber on this side here. Now, obviously that's really dirty, so I'm going to take it, flip it over, use a clean side. Again, take it, flip it over to a clean side, and one last pass here. All right, so now I'm going to give this a couple minutes to let it dry just a little bit, and then I'm going to take my paper towel, go across the bottom here, and see what contaminants come off. All right, so I've let this dry for a couple minutes now, so I'm just going to zoom in here with a light and show you what still is on the paint. So it's still pretty clean, definitely a little bit of salt in a couple spots. This is the left side where the microfiber came through. And then on the right side here, where it's just the wash mitt, again, still pretty clean for the most part. All right, so now I'm going to do the paper towel test. Let's see what actually comes off. So I've got paper towels here. I'll wipe one across each side. Let's see what comes off. So you got a pretty clean streak across the whole front edge there. Let's try the other side. And that's actually a bit cleaner. Maybe about, so like this. So this side is what came off from the wash mitt, and this side was the microfiber. And if I could guess as to a reasoning why maybe it's a little bit worse on this side, it would be that the microfiber gripped more closely. Probably similarly to if you saw the last video, this looks more like the big red sponge, that it was just very light contaminant still left on there. Because the sponge would grip closely like the microfiber, whereas the mitt maybe, I'm gonna guess that this is not, I don't know what the word here to describe it is, contouring and gripping as hard as the sponge or the microfiber are against the paint due to the, I don't know, spacing of the fibers, which doesn't make a lot of sense given that you would think the fibers would push in up against the paint just as much as the mitt or the sponge, but nevertheless, this is the result I'm seeing here. So draw your conclusions as you will from that. All right, so I guess to kind of wrap it up here, since I did this on 4 different panels using ONR the whole time with 4 different settings, I guess, using 3 different wash mitt, a sponge, and a microfiber, and pre-treating versus not pre-treating with ONR and the big red sponge. The only thing I can really say is that it doesn't look like ONR with any of these products is sufficiently cleaning these lower areas. Obviously, there's still contaminants coming off on the mitt. Now, the question then is, would you want to, you definitely shouldn't take a paper towel and rub it across the side like I did. You're just asking for scratches. I'm sure it did, but like I said, I don't care that much about the condition of this right now. It's scratched, swirled, it's beat to heck. So would it matter if you were to just do a big red sponge ONR to try and remove all the salt and then think you're going to apply a sealant or something over top of that? I don't know. I guess that really just comes down to personal preference, but at least I've shown here that it would work for light salt removal, or as everyone knows that ONR is pretty effective at like light dust or dirt buildup, but for real grime across the bottom of the panels here, ONR is not going to get it done, it looks like. So I guess that's really the takeaway from here is ONR, as we know, is just a light wash. It's not an intense body scrubbing soap. It's not going to remove all the contaminants. So it's effective for light cleaning, but not effective in any of these trials for complete decontamination. So I guess that's really the end result of this. And I don't know, maybe you already knew that, maybe you didn't, but at least I've shown it here and have some evidence to go along with it now. But thanks for following along if you watched the whole thing, and subscribe for more science here.